These are legal documents filed.
I'm live.
Appellate. Oh.
Sorry, sweetheart. What's up, family? It's your girl, Dr. Shonna, and we're going to talk about the Civil Rights Act of 1866. I wasn't expecting to be live so soon, but I am. My focus is a little bit off, but give me a second. Let me try to clean this camera. I don't know if it's the camera that's making it off. I hate to bother you, Kara. Can you give me like a tissue or something? Give me a second, family. Let me just go ahead on Facebook to let them know I'm live as well. And we're going to talk about this Byron Island things. There's some things I want you guys to know about this Civil Rights Act of 1866. Thank you. I'm going to clean this camera. So excuse me for 1 second, guys. There. Look at that. Makes a big difference. Great. I look a little bit more clear. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So just give me a second, family. And let me just go ahead to Facebook and let everyone know that I'm on. And we're going to talk about the Civil Rights Act that is going to be decided November 13th in the case of Byron Allen versus Comcast and why we should know about these type of things. So just give me a second. Civil Rights Act of 1866. And let me go live on Facebook. What's up, family? How y'all doing? I see my family's on. Listen, for my moderators, we got to be really tight in that room. What's up, you guys? What's up, Philip? What's up, Vay? What's up, Tiana? I see I got one of my moderators on. That's what's up. What's up, Cassandra? How you doing? Thank you so much for being there. For my moderators, I love you guys. I could not do it without you guys. We're going to have some trolls in here. Y'all already know we're going to have some trolls on YouTube. That's just what they do. That's just what they do. On Facebook, I can control my trolls on Facebook. And usually my Facebook family is with it. And, you know, I say to people all the time, if you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. If you don't want to be here, go somewhere else. You ain't got to be here to listen to anything. But we're going to talk. I'm going to have my opinion. If you don't like my opinion, you can go on your own platform and state your own opinion. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. But we're going to have my opinion on this whole situation, but I want to break it down for you guys. So I got my notes. I'm going to try to take something that's a little bit complicated and make it less complicated. But I'm not a lawyer. I just want you guys to know that I'm not a lawyer. I am a doctor of social work. I am a marriage counselor. That's what I do. So I don't want to claim to be something I'm not. However, I am a researcher. So I do know how to look up things with information. So I have some really good information I'm going to give you guys. And I will also give you guys where I got it from. If you want to go look up a boring legal document, it is a boring document, but it is a wealth of information and knowledge for people if you want to look it up. What's up, Michael? What's up, Lavelle, Rudolph, Herbert? How you guys doing? Let's go on. I'm coming on because I got a lot of videos from the family. Just so y'all can know, on Facebook and on YouTube, I'm on both YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So I'm going to need you guys to not only like and comment on the video because that helps the algorithms, but share the video as well. Because we need to know what's going on, people, when it comes to the Civil Rights Act. And this is not a scare tactic. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm not trying to have anybody get their panties in a bunch and start acting all crazy. But it really is something that will impact our lives if it does not go the right way. And what happens so much in our community, we get so torn with each other, fighting about stuff, that we let things that we should be talking about slip to the wayside. So we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this, people. I know that my sister and brother, Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks, have covered this to some degree, and I'm so grateful for them. And it's never, you know, we need more people to talk about it. We need more people to talk about it. I'm coming on because a lot of people in the family, both on YouTube and on Facebook, have dropped me the Breakfast Club video with Byron Allen and Charlemagne the God. And I'm not going to make any disparaging remarks about Charlemagne, but y'all can tell from my face how I feel about Charlemagne. But nonetheless, he went on the Breakfast Club recently. But that's not the first time that Byron Allen was interviewed. He was interviewed by our brother Tone Talks himself on Tone's platform, in which he was trying to explain at that time what was going on between he and Comcast. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I want to be able to highlight, family, just how crazy and involved we all are in the system of institutionalized racism and white supremacy. I don't think we really know the depths of how we are caught up in this web and how hard it is, if at all possible, to get out of this web. Now, what prompted me to do this video, family? I'm not going to take the credit and say I did the research in this area. I had my daughter do it. My daughter came home for a day from school because she missed her mommy. And she know I'm about to go to Texas, so she came to see her mommy. Oh, I love my baby girl. But I had her look up the companies owned by Comcast and the companies owned by Charter Communications. And what we found out prompted me to do my research, to go and do even more about the Civil Rights Act and why this is a big problem, why this is a big deal. First of all, let me just preface this by letting you guys know that, you know, it'd be nice for all of us to be bold enough to cancel all services that deals with Comcast, right? If we were so strategic and organized enough to cancel all services that deal with Comcast and Charter Communication, if we were all strong enough to do that, we might put a dent in their pocket. And I say a big might, because Comcast, family, owns so many companies that we are likely to miss a whole bunch of them. I don't think you're really hearing me. I went to see who Charter Communications owned. My daughter and I counted. She counted. Her total was better than mine because I gave the hell up. I said, I'm not doing all of this. It's just way too much. But she came out because she's patient. And she counted 156 companies owned by Charter Communication. So we thought we was going to do the same thing with Comcast. Because, family, truth be told, I wanted to come on and I want to tell you guys all the companies that Comcast own that we need to just nix. Yeah. That wasn't possible. That wasn't possible. Because these jokers own so many companies. I mean, these jokers. Do y'all hear me, YouTube? Do y'all hear me, Facebook? These jokers own so many properties, so many companies, that we ain't getting around it. And that's why we got to know about what's going on here. That's why what's going to go down on November 13th in court, we have to know. So let me catch you guys up to speed. For some of you guys, what's up? Make sure you share the video. Share the video. I'm on YouTube and Facebook today, but YouTube, y'all know I'm coming over to y'all full time. I'm switching off of Facebook, my Facebook family. I keep doing it on Facebook so you guys can come over to YouTube. I got to keep telling you in order for you to come over. Yes, Annette. Comcast is a monopoly. They keep buying more and more companies. They own everything. Just to give you guys a little idea before I get started with this lesson, I told you guys, cancel Comcast. Cancel anything Charter Communication. These jokers own Spectrum, Xfinity, Time Warner, NBC, Telemundo, some more Spanish companies, the Sci-Fi Station, MSNBC, E. I'm just naming you guys just a small amount. It was so many pages of companies that they own that we couldn't even count it. There was no rhyme or reason to count how many companies. Do you guys know how big this is? This is media we're talking about. Media. And you all know that I have done so many videos about media and how media is used to enforce propaganda. And propaganda in this day and age, in the 21st century, comes pretty. It's wrapped up nice in a shiny bow. It looks really good. It paints dreams that we all want. I mean, everybody wants a Lexus or a BMW or a Mercedes-Benz in their driveway with a big red bow, like the commercials, right? Show the white families getting. Everybody wants that. That's what media does. Media programs your mind. So Byron Allen is basically asking for his rightful piece of the pie. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. But when you own so many companies, when you have so many pawns and bishops and knights, come on now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Come on, y'all play chess, right? And if y'all don't play chess, y'all at least know about chess, right? Come on, family. When you have so many pieces locked down on multiple chessboards, that's the companies I'm talking about. At every company you have to have a president, even a VP. You have to have a CEO, a COO, a CFO. You got to have managers, supervisors, right? You have a whole company, workers, salespeople, customer reps, tech people. You are employing so many people that nobody's going to bite your hand because everybody needs their family to eat. I don't care what race you are, what color you are. We all need our families to eat. Everybody's trying to survive. But the problem is Comcast is doing more than surviving. They're controlling people. They're operating the chessboard as it relates to media. And they are determining on their own who gets stake in this and who does not. So much so that they want to show their power by going all the way up to the Supreme Court and challenging the Civil Rights Act of 1866. So this is important, people. This is important. I know some people in the family, they may not have taken the time out to listen to Byron Allen's full interview, to know his story, to understand what he's talking about. They probably haven't even taken time out to see why this matters. Because so many of us, we'd rather just get up in the morning, get dressed, go to work, pay our bills, party on the weekend, ball out, get flashy. Not all of us, but too many of us. Come home, go to sleep, wake up the next day and do it all again. That we're not paying attention to the things that we absolutely must pay attention to. So who is Byron Allen? I love this man's story, how he grew up. Yes, Latana over there on Facebook, she says too much power. They got too much power. And guess what, Latana? We're feeding into their power. And we don't even know it. We're feeding into their power every day. We turn on the TV, we watching all these channels, and we automatically are supporting the system that Byron Allen is fighting. We're automatically supporting it. Even the movie that so many people, including myself, talked about with Harriet Tubman, even Comcast owns that production. This is how deep it is. This is how deep it is. This is how deep it is. Listen, I don't know if y'all really understand how the chessboard works. I don't know about you guys, maybe y'all can tell me, but in my town, I see advertisements for Spectrum, Xfinity, Comcast, all owned by Comcast, for you to even bring your cell phone service over there. Your cell phone is one of the most powerful machines in your pocket. We're glued to that, and it's conditioning our mind at every moment of the day. We can't even have conversations with each other because we're glued to that cell phone. And in the process of being glued to our cell phone, advertisements are coming up, commercials are coming up, we're sharing stuff where we don't understand the power of media. But why? Why does Byron Allen understand the power of media? See, we got to understand this. I know people got their personal hang-ups with his personal life. His personal life is his personal life. His personal life is none of my business. I'm just being honest with y'all. That's how I roll. I don't like to get involved with people's businesses. I get things in my inbox with people that I'm connected with that, oh, look at this happen. This person's fighting. This person's fighting. Oh, I don't get involved with any of that stuff because I'm so focused on something else. My mind is just so focused on something else that stuff don't matter to me. But what matters to me is when I look at somebody and I hear their story and I say this person was destined for that. That's Byron Allen. Like he was destined for that. You get what I'm saying? This is a guy who grew up watching various productions play at NBC, where his mother, a smart woman, his mother created a job for herself. There was no job for her. They wasn't even trying to give his moms a job. And she created a position for herself, first working as an intern and then working her way up. And this man was with his mother the whole entire time. And he was learning at the same time what was going on behind the scenes. So many of us don't have that opportunity to do that. So I believe that this brother was destined. This is what I believe. This is just my humble opinion. Thank you so much, family, for sharing the video. Thank you so much, family, for commenting on your video, liking the video, subscribing to the channel, following on Facebook. Thank you so much, family. I believe people like that. People like that that grew up in it and then they continue to live it. They're destined for something so much greater. And that's this man. This man was destined for something so much greater. You don't have to listen to me. Go listen to his own story on the Breakfast Club where he gets into detail. But I want to skip over all of that. I just paint that picture for you guys so you can know that he is passionate about what he does when it comes to media. He is passionate about what he does when it comes to media. So the fact that he's taken up these jokers to get a piece of the pie, for me, I don't know about you guys, but for me, it matters. It matters. Because media is something we all know that we got to get a hold on it. We have to get a hold on our stake in the media. And when you have a company that is a monopoly, that gets to choose who can come on and who cannot, that's problematic for our community, family. When you see certain images on the television that show us in a negative light, that show our men as criminals, promiscuous, our women as promiscuous, our women as aggressive, ghetto, ratchet, poor, uneducated, our children as criminals, our children as ghetto, ratchet, poor, uneducated. That's all you see on TV. And if we have somebody that can potentially shift that and change it, I think it's important for us to know who he is. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I think it's important for us to know who this man is. He made a powerful point on the Breakfast Club. He said, Black people have 4 major problems throughout life, right? The first problem we had to overcome was to end slavery. The second problem after slavery, see, this is the setup. This is the setup how we continue to be moved as the pawns on the chessboard. We need more bishops. We need more knights, more kings, more queens. We need higher positions on the chessboard. We have been relegated to the bottom caste of society. And at every turn of the century, there's something else in place to hold us back. After our fight to end slavery came our fight to end Jim Crow. That went all the way up into the 70s. I'm a 70s baby. Went all the way up into the 70s. And after that, to end Jim Crow, our fight became for the civil rights. And once we got over that hump, our fight now is economic inclusion. And that is still a problem for us to this day. And what's so sad is the other day I was on with my brother and I was on Instagram, and I'm not going to put the person's name. She's a well-known person on Instagram. I'm absolutely not going to put a name. But a lot of young people. Now, yes, I'm young. I'm in my 40s. I'm young. But a lot of younger people than me follow this person. And, you know, she's the kumbaya Christian person. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. Just listen to what I'm saying, people. I'm not taking any shots. I understand I'm abrasive sometimes, but I'm not taking any shots. But the reason why I mention that is because sometimes when you get somebody like that, we love the idea of hope. Black people, right? We love the idea of hope. I'm going somewhere with this. Follow the bouncing ball. And anybody that comes on that preaches hope, that person may be doing well, right? Like the pastor might be doing really well. And everybody that's following that person, majority of them, 95% of them, maybe 97% of them are doing bad. But they hold on to the hope. So this individual that I'm talking about on Instagram dishes out a whole bunch of hope with no data, no research, no documentation, nothing. Dishes out a whole bunch of hope. And I see countless people, especially black people, following this person. And this person recently did an interview. And in her interview, she says that is a lie. The research that is out there that says by 2053, black people will have, on average, a net worth of $0. And she's out there telling her followers that that is a lie. And what's so sad is the comments. People like, that's right, I'm going to claim it. Not me, not my family. My family now, 2020's for us. God is going to open doors. The same stuff that people say every year, and the same year they broke. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And they don't believe that right now we're still trying to achieve economic inclusion. They don't believe that right now this is still our fight. And like Byron Allen highlighted in his interview in the Breakfast Club, he said Dr. King got killed because his fight was for economic inclusion. Whenever he was kumbaya, let's love one another, let's forgive one another, let's wipe their tears and take care of their children, let's just all live together and be, you know, kumbaya, my Lord, kumbaya. When that was his speech, everybody was cool with him. But the minute he started speaking out about economic inclusion, they killed him. Why am I mentioning this? I'm mentioning this because Byron Allen is onto something. And because he rubs shoulders with people you and I most likely would never rub shoulders with. Because he shakes hands with people you and I will most likely never shake hands with. He's a dangerous force. And they have to figure out how to get this man off of the chessboard. Now, y'all know I love chess. I keep talking about chess. I'm going to teach y'all how to play chess one day. I love chess. But they have to get him off of the chessboard. And he knows this. He knows this. And what he's taken is a calculated risk. Because if he wins, not only does he win, but a lot of us win. But if he loses, we all lose. We all lose. So this is what you got to know. This is what you got to know. I love the fact that he said that when he started to wake up, Byron Allen said when he started to wake up out of his fog, and that's many of us. Many of us have been in the fog, right? Many of us have been asleep. That's why I try to be easy on my brothers and sisters who are sleeping, unless they're sleeper cells. Unless they're here to disrupt our movement. If you're here to disrupt the movement, I ain't going to argue with you. I'm just going to block, ban, and delete you. It's just that simple, right? Because you're a red herring. And what I mean when I say a red herring, you're a distraction. You're just something that's put out there to distract everybody else who's on code, to go after you, and then we lose focus. I don't want us to lose focus, people. And Byron Allen, he had to come into focus. So his story tells me that we have to be patient with some of our brothers and sisters who might be sleeping. Because he admitted that he was sleeping. I admit that I was sleeping a long time ago, right? Not all of us woke up. But with that being said, when he woke up, he said he recognized the matrix that he was in. When he was trying to figure out how to crack the code, he recognized 4 things, and they're called the 4 Ds. That's what he named them, the 4 Ds. And he said the 4 Ds are, in this system of white supremacy, they will dismiss you. They will make it seem like you're crazy. Oh, please, it's not the case. Oh, that's not serious. Oh, look, dismiss you. Oh, he's just joking. He's not going to do anything. Ain't nothing going to happen. And when you get past that and you prove that you're serious, then they discredit you. They discredit you. We already know how that goes. Look at Bill Cosby. We already know how to go. You will get discredited. And if that doesn't work, they will demonize you. They would demonize you. You are now the villain. You are the bad guy. We all experience this. But just imagine what he's experiencing at his level. And then after they do that, he says they will destroy you. And this is what he's doing right now. This is what's happening right now. They're trying to destroy this man right now. And what I mean by that is this man, let me get you guys the facts. I want to tell you straight up. He said that the Obama administration had came to him and they were asking him about big corporations, and they wanted to know if they were good corporate citizens. And Byron Allen has said no, that they're not good corporate citizens because they spend $70 billion. Listen to what I'm saying, family. $70 billion licensing cable networks. And out of the $70 billion that they spend to license cable networks, African Americans got 0. He wants his piece of the pie. And so what he decided to do was to sue them. And when he sued them, the judge had ruled in favor of Comcast 2 times. So that means that he lost against Comcast. But he won against Charter Communications. Charter Communications instead went to the ninth, they went to appeal it in the Ninth Circuit Court. They went to go appeal it. And so Byron said, chess move. This is what I'm saying when I say chess move. Byron said, well, if they're going to appeal it in the Ninth District Circuit or the Ninth Circuit Court, whatever it is, then I'm going to appeal my losses against Comcast. So now him and Charter Communication is in the Ninth Circuit Court, and they are appealing their decisions. Charter Communication is appealing against their loss to him, and he's appealing against his loss to Comcast. The Ninth Circuit Court ruled in Byron Allen's favor. But that's only a piece on a chess. It wasn't a checkmate, it was just a check. That's all it was a check. It still gave the other party an opportunity to maneuver out of the threat. And they did. They did by filing an appeal with the Supreme Court. This is where it gets sneaky. They realized that Byron Allen had checked them on a chessboard. So they got real strategic. And I'm going to say this, family. I'm going to say it. Y'all know I don't care. I'm going to say it. They got real strategic. And what devils do, I know people don't like to hear this, but I'm telling you the truth. Y'all got to hear the truth. They play dirty. They play dirty. You see, family, what makes me so upset about us from time to time is that we always want to assume that everybody's going to play fair. They play downright dirty. What did they do, family? What did they do, family? Instead, they went to the Department of Justice that is currently under the control and supervision of Donald Trump. And they brought them in on this case. And not only did they bring them in on the case, I want you to know that they gave away some of their time. So let's say, for example, if the Supreme Court, and we're going to talk about the Supreme Court judges. It's important for y'all to know who the judges are. I got all the names, who appointed them. Thanks to my daughter who was helping me do research where I'm doing one thing, she's doing another thing. And because of her, I can give you guys a holistic view of what's happening here. And who appointed the Supreme Court judges is going to be hearing this case on November 13th. But they went to Donald Trump. See, y'all got to know how white supremacy works. Once you know how white supremacy works, you're no longer confused by it. You're no longer scared by it. You no longer have it feel like a threat, something that you have to cower over. But the people who don't know what white supremacy is, they always try to make friends with it. And I always tell people we have no friends. Like, why are we trying to make friends with a system that's not set up for us? When you that big, when you can go to the Department of Justice and you can say, listen, I know that we're going to have 30 minutes to speak. I know that Byron Allen is going to have 30 minutes to speak. But what we're going to do is we're going to give 10 minutes, about 30 minutes, to the Department of Justice. Why? 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 What does the Department of Justice have to do with this case? Why? The only thing I said to myself was that's a bold chess move. So let me talk to you guys right now about the Civil Rights Act of 1866. So I was reading this brief. Let me give you guys the name of the brief. Y'all know how I am because y'all can look it up yourself. It is a legal document. It's a legal scholarly document from Fordham Law School. All right, Fordham Law School. And it's written, I believe it was written in 1988, if I'm not mistaken. It's called Enforcement Provisions of the Civil Rights Act of 1866, a legislative history in light of Runyon versus McCrary, the review, essay, and comments, reconstructing Reconstruction. I know I said a lot, but it's important that you know who I got it from. The author of this article, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so I will spell it for you guys. His name is Robert J. and his last name is spelled Kaczorowski. That's his name. And he's from Fordham University School of Law. And what he did was he broke down the Civil Rights Act of 1866 in these two cases, so we can have a better understanding. Also, lawyers can have a better understanding. But because, I don't like to get on here to talk about anything that doesn't have citations, that doesn't have references, that I cannot back up, I don't have conversations like that. So when it takes me a long time to go live, is because I'm researching. That's what I'm doing. And what he said was, whether the Civil Rights Act of 1866 provides remedies for private acts of racial discrimination which violate the right to contract secured by the Section 1 of the statute. So let me break that down, what he's saying. It came to court that they were deciding whether the framers of the Civil Rights Act of 1866, the original people who put the act in place, whether or not they meant to include private corporations as part of that act. Or are they only focusing on state law, state discrimination? The court had to decide whether to restrict the scope of Civil Rights Act to discriminatory state action. So basically what they were saying was, is this going to be something that we can also sue private companies on? Or is this just dealing with the government? Is the government just discriminating against us and violating our Civil Rights Act? Or does it also apply to private companies? It becomes a question of legislative intent. Protect civil rights acts from discriminatory state action alone or from private discrimination as well. The framers, the people who came up with this, the law, intended to exercise full authority to enforce civil rights by conferring jurisdiction to the federal courts to give direct relief to victims of civil rights violations. It also included in that it was determined that not only do we need protection from discrimination on the governmental level, but we need protection from discrimination on the private corporation level as well. Y'all got that, right? You got that, right? But here's the kicker. When it comes to this Civil Rights Act, it's all embedded in the Civil Rights Act, is all embedded in the 13th Amendment, because that was the 13th Amendment that had to do with abolishing slavery. And when slavery was abolished, as you guys already know, I'm preaching to the choir, it gave all of us equal rights, right? We're all men. We all have a right to pursue happiness. We all have a right to pursue economic inclusion. All this stuff came about when slavery was abolished, including that civil rights. So when they put that in, they're basically saying we have to protect this population of people from people that might discriminate against them, keeping them out of opportunities to benefit from economic inclusion. And that included private corporations. Comcast is a private corporation. Charter Communication is a private corporation. Verizon, all these big corporations, they're all private. They're not exempt from it. But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. The interpretation of the law is left in the hands of the Supreme Court. You heard me, right? The framers of the law relied on the U.S. Supreme Court for them to make the interpretation of the law. So why does that matter? So now people are interpreting the law because the people who are the framers of the law are dead. They're dead and gone, so they can't get in here and tell us what they meant as it relates to the law. They're gone. So now it's left to the U.S. Supreme Court. These are the judges that get appointed by our presidents. These are the judges that get appointed by our presidents. So the interpretation of the law is left in the hands of these 9 people to determine whether or not Comcast and Charter Communication discriminated against Byron Allen on the premise of him being black. So they're trying to change a little bit of that law. They're trying to interpret it differently so that they won't be held to that standard. So why would they bring in the Department of Justice? Why would they bring in the Department of Justice? I really have the answer to that. So who are the Supreme Court judges? Let's go over that. The Supreme Court judges. You have John Roberts. He was appointed by George W. Bush Jr. You have Clarence Thomas. We all know Clarence Thomas. He was appointed by George W. Bush Sr. You have Ruth Bader Ginsburg, whatever. She was appointed by Bill Clinton. You have Stephen, spelled with the P-H-E-N, Breyer. He was appointed by Bill Clinton. You have Samuel Alito. He was appointed by George W. Bush Jr. You have Sonia Sotomayor. We all know who she is, right? She was appointed by President Barack Obama. You have Elena Kagan. She was appointed by President Barack Obama. You have Neil Gorsuch. He was appointed by Trump. And you have Brett Kavanaugh. We all know Brett Kavanaugh. He was appointed by Trump. These are the 9 people that's going to interpret the law. So why does it matter? If they turn around and say that the law doesn't protect Byron Island in this case, and that becomes set in stone, the ink dries with that, they make a decision, and other decisions will come based off of that decision as well. That is a problem. If they say that Byron Allen cannot prove that he was discriminated against, what does that mean for all of us? Because we all know that we have, whether we went after it or not, we all have experience. Well, I'm not going to say we all, because some of us may have experienced it, but we're sleeping. So we don't realize when we're discriminated against. We don't know when we're not getting a job because we're Black. We don't know when we're not getting a part of the contract because we're Black. And these people, they're so crafty and they got so many friends in so many different corners that they lie. They lie in our face and we believe it is true. And then we got some of us who don't even want to believe that we're discriminated against because it will hurt. It will hurt our feelings. So we try to avoid it like the plague. But there are a lot of us that have been discriminated against. And there should be, in my opinion, more of us bringing lawsuits against these companies that discriminate against. We all know this. And I don't know why some of us pretend like it's not happening. They even know it. I can pull for you guys, if you want me to. I can pull for you guys a number of research that is out there that talks about employment discrimination. From the minute you send your resume in, and they read some of our names, and our names sound too Black, those resumes go in the garbage. Especially if you are a Black male. But you can't really prove it, right? You can't really prove it. We know that some of us have experienced some of the most disparaging remarks, the microaggressions, that we know we've been passed over, that we know we've been discriminated against, simply because of the melanin in our skin. Do you know how hard it's going to be for you, me, any of us to bring a lawsuit if the Supreme Court rules in favor of Comcast and Charter Communication? Do you know how hard it's going to be for us to prove that we are discriminated against because we are Black? Or any part thereof because we are Black? We live this Black life every day. Every day we are discriminated against. And we know that. How many of us feel it every day? I don't know about you guys, but I be wanting to knock people's head off. But I know the system of racism and white supremacy, so I get myself to a place where I can ignore it and I can keep it moving and still do what I have to do and still make my moves and still make my money and do what, just do what I gotta do. Because it ain't gonna go anywhere. And there ain't gonna be nobody here fighting for us. There ain't gonna be nobody here fighting for us. So what I'm saying to you guys is we have to get involved. We have to know these kind of things. There are people out there who are said to represent us, like the Black Caucus. I know some of y'all love the Black Caucus. But this video is not about the Black Caucus. So I ain't going to say nothing disparaging. But they know what's up. They know what's going on. Why aren't we on Congress' ass? Why aren't we on Washington? Why aren't we complaining? Why aren't we writing in our local governments? Why aren't we strategic with our votes? Why aren't we strategizing to hold people accountable? These things impact us. And the people that know about these things, they're not saying anything because everybody wants their bread and butter. Everybody wants their butter biscuits. Everybody wants their manumission papers. Everybody wants their protection. Everybody is looking out for self. And this is going to hurt a whole bunch of people. if they rule in Comcast in Charter Communications' favor. It's going to hurt a whole bunch of people. A whole bunch of people. A whole bunch of people. So we got to understand that this law was put in place in order for us to have economic inclusion. This law was put in place in order for us to be protected against violations of civil rights. This law was put in place for us to really be able to so-called pursue our happiness, our freedom, our inclusion, our right to liberty. We still fighting for this? It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. And too many of us don't know what's going on. Too many of us don't know what's going on for us to even do anything. And I want you guys to know that if Comcast wins, not only would this set us back 153 years, but it's going to make it so difficult for anybody else. After Byron Allen is long gone, after he moves on, it's going to make it so difficult for any of us to get a piece of the pie when it comes to having a station, a whole network, in this monopoly that Comcast is running. It's going to become so difficult. Because they know the power of media. They know that once we get up on there and we can control our own damn thing, we get to control what is pushed out there. We get to control the images that our people see. We get to control the narrative. We get to control the story. We get to control everything, the message, everything. And they know that. So when we're talking about the chessboard and I'm getting out of here, people, I'm about to leave. Y'all know my energy is down today. Not in a bad way, but it's 11 o'clock at night. It's 11 o'clock at night. If I would have did this earlier, I would have been like on fire. I would have been a firecracker. But I'm tired now. Tired. But I felt the need that I had to come on here. I had to come on here and I have to tell you guys that this is really serious. November 13th. November 13th. And there's no getting out of it. You guys can go ahead and cancel Comcast and Spectrum and Xfinity and Time Warner. You can go ahead but it ain't gonna make a difference. It's not gonna make a difference because this company owns so many companies, and that's a chess move. That's a chess move. You gotta own a whole bunch. So if you try to knock on this door and they tell you no, everybody's gonna tell you no because they're all in cahoots with each other. This is how this game works. This is how the system works. So when they go to the Department of Justice, I won't be surprised if they grease in their pockets. I won't be surprised if they own a piece of their companies. I won't be surprised if some of the Supreme Court judges sitting on these benches got buy-in to their holdings. Because remember, everything is also tied to the stock market. Everything is tied to the stock market. There's no such thing as fair in the United States of America. There's no such thing as fair in the United States of America. This is a chess move. This is a downright dirty, nasty chess move. And we got to fight it. We got to fight it. So I just encourage you, brothers and sisters, to don't ignore these kind of stories. Yeah, they may not be exciting stories. They may not get us all angry and amped up, but they should. They really should. Somebody said 42 laws of Ma'at. I study Ma'at, and it's about balance. But let me tell you something. I agree with you. I'm not going to say anything about the laws of Ma'at because that's how we have to live our life within balance. And I understand that. But how does it look, brother? How does it look to live your life or try to live your life within balance with the people who are unbalanced? Like somebody who's always tipping the scale and they weigh so much more than you because they have so much more money, so much more property, so much more clout. Just think about it. Just think about balance in terms of a seesaw. We're stacked up against somebody who weighs 500 pounds and we are 100 pounds soaking wet. What kind of balance is in that system? So what do you have to do when you go up against somebody who's 500 pounds and you only 100 pounds soaking wet? See, this is what I see some of us doing, and I'm going to tell you what we need to start doing. And then I'm out of here, I promise you. But this is what I see some of us doing. We see the person who's 500 pounds and we're 100 pounds soaking wet. We know we can't find balance with that person. It ain't going to be fair. The wrestling match ain't going to be fair. The hand match it's going to be a lot that ain't going to be fair. But we somehow in our mind hope and believe that this 500-pound beast is going to play fair. That's what we do. Well, the rules say that, you got to do this, and the rules say you got to do that, and we just hope that monster is going to play by the rules. They're not playing by the rules. They've never played by the rules. So why do we continue to hope people play by the rules while we're playing by the rules? That don't make sense to me. Maybe my mama was gangster. Maybe your mama wasn't gangster. I don't know. Maybe my mama was gangster in her own little way. I never appreciated my mother until I got into like my late 20s, early 30s. That's when I realized, wow, my mother's pretty dope. She's gangster in her own way. And you don't know what these always say to me? Let me tell you the reason why she used to push education a lot. My mother, she had an associate's degree. That's the highest she's ever went. And she was in the healthcare industry. Didn't do much. But this is what my mother used to always say to me. Because if you can't beat them, I know I'm not the only mother, the only child that had a mother or a father used to say this. If you can't beat them, what? What? Somebody said, if you can't beat them, what? Y'all let me know, because I know I'm not the only one, and my mom used to say this. Anybody say it? Anybody say it? There you go. There you go, Annette. There y'all go. You two be on it. You two be on it. If you can't beat them, join them. So if they fight dirty, now I ain't telling y'all to fight dirty. I'm nice. I'm good. But if they fight dirty, why are you fighting clean? Like, why are you bringing a knife to a gunfight? They fight dirty. You got to get dirty. You got to get dirty. We got to wake up, people. We got to put down the kumbaya juice and the Kool-Aid. We got to put it down. And we have to understand that these jokers ain't playing with us. And the reason why they don't like Byron Allen is because he has joined them. Right? Think about it. He has joined them. This man is worth billions of dollars. This man shakes hands and rubs shoulders with people in the same room that the Comcast people are showing up in the room with. They're all in the same pool, but they wasn't expecting him to fight dirty. They was not expecting him to show up in court like, yo, let's get it in, let's sue 20 million, 20 billion, what y'all want to do. They wasn't expecting that because it has been customary for us to just accept whatever they give us and not fight back. It has been customary for us to say, oh, I don't want no problems. Oh, Lord, I'm just going to pray on it and, because God has brought me this far. It's been customary for us to do that. It's been customary of us to say, okay, yeah, all right, I can't have a show on your network. Maybe next week, maybe next year, and still have low-level productions striving to get our stuff. It's been customary for us to do that. Byron is doing something different. He's doing something different. And what he's saying now is, I'm tired. I've been sleeping too long. Now, I'm putting my own words in this. Y'all know I like to put my own words on certain things, right? This right here, it's my words right here. This is what Byron Allen is saying in my words. Nah, I've been playing fair for too long. Y'all keep playing dirty. Y'all not going to keep punching me. You're not going to keep kicking sand in my eyes. You're not going to keep pushing me down. You're not doing this anymore. I'm sorry. You're going to respect me. I'm sorry. So the next time you come for me, y'all can tell I'm from the Bronx, right? The next time you come for me, it's going to be something in the sock. It's going to be something in the sock. I'm going to knock you out. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. He's learned to fight dirty. He's learned to fight dirty. What is this one saying? Blackwater says, Dr. Sean, did Bob Johnson falter in his cell to be? Ooh. So the question I was asked on YouTube, Facebook family, was, did Bob Johnson falter in his cell of BET? Come on now. You know the answer to that. I don't know why you asking me that. Like, well, why would you sell our network? Why would you sell our network? Listen, that's another conversation. I'm out of here. Sandy Yancey says, cannot wait to hear the SCOTUS argument on the Supreme Court argument on 11/13. When Byron Allen wins, it will kick open the door to revisit the U.S. treaty with the 5 civilized tribes, which spells out reparations to enslaved Africans and ADOS, which Dr. Claude Anderson has been championing for years through the courts. Listen, this is serious. You're absolutely right, Sandy. This is serious. This is serious for all of us. So I want you guys to show up. I want you guys to show up. I want you guys to pay attention to what's happening. I want you guys to care, to actually care about what's happening. Right? Because this means something for every last one of us. And I want y'all to stop being afraid to sue people. Let me tell you this, and I'm leaving 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I'm going to say this, I'm out. Stop being afraid to sue your companies. I know people ain't going to like to hear this. I know they ain't going to like to hear it. Not y'all. Y'all going to love to hear it. But you know, we got the trolls that come through. But I'm serious. Stop being afraid to sue your companies. I had, past tense, had a client. And I would do family therapy with the whole family. And this family happens to be white. And I remember coming over once, and there was a lot of chaos in the home because the mother had lost her job. And the way she was fired, you know, it was possibly on some discrimination stuff. Possibly. I don't know the story. I'm just going to say possibly. But you know what? She didn't think twice about suing them. She didn't think twice about asking around for an employment lawyer, found somebody who did not require a retainer up front. They hear the case, get the information, they file the suit, and when she wins, they get their portion of the money. She did not hesitate to do it. The minute she was laid off, and she felt wrong, she immediately went, got an attorney, sued. She won. She won. I think about so many of us that are wrongfully fired. We come home, we complain, we argue, we get mad. We have to fight for unemployment. All of this stuff. Get stressed out. Our relationships get disrupted. Because now the bills is on one person. It gets kind of stressful. But we don't really turn around to sue. We complain and we say we're going to sue. But a lot of us don't turn around to sue. This white lady didn't hesitate. Not one iota. Sue. Sue. Just like that. 3-4 months. Won her case. 3-4 months. Won her case. Somebody said that they had to quit their job and they couldn't find a lawyer to take their case of slander. You know, I don't know what to say to that. I don't know what to say to that, brother. But I'm going to say keep looking. Start asking around. We got to build our network. Start asking people, start looking. Right? We got to do it. We got to do it. But that's what I want to say. I think that this case really, really matters for us, and we don't take enough action, in my opinion. We don't take enough action. We suffer. We suffer, we cry, we suffer, we cry, we cry, we suffer, we cry. We don't take enough action. I'm not saying all of us. I'm saying too many of us, we don't. Whereas I'm telling you, I've worked, had white people as my clients for many, many years. I'm telling you, you sneeze wrong, they will sue you. Even if they lose, they will still bring you in court. Even if you lose. They don't care. They always like to get their lawyers. They always like to sue. And we just complain. We got to stop being victims. So I say I stand with Byron. I'm happy for him. We got to stop being victims. We're not victims. We're not victims. We got to show up. We got to show up and we got to show out. Like my mama says, if you can't beat them, join them. You cannot go up against a 500-pound person and you're 100 pounds soaking wet. You can't go up there and be like, can we talk? Can we talk this out? Can we have a little conversation? What's up? Can we talk? Can we talk? You can't do that. You got to go up there dirty. You got to go up there with strategy. Take out the knees. Block. Take out the knees. Bring them down. You got to go out there dirty. And we got to be okay with being dirty. It's just my opinion. I'm out. Y'all have a blessed night. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you share the video, right? Like me on YouTube, Facebook. Subscribe to me on YouTube, like me on Facebook, follow me on Facebook. I love every last one of you guys. Thank you so much for my moderators, for watching people. Thank you so much. And again, I do appreciate all the videos you guys have been sending me. But when you send me videos about people that I know that are beefing, don't ask me my opinion. I want to make that very clear tonight before I leave as well. Don't ask me my opinion because I'm not getting involved. I got other things to focus on. So don't ask me my opinion. Don't ask me to talk about anybody I'm associated with. I'm never going to do it. So don't do that. Don't. I understand y'all all put together pieces of all the people I'm connected to. I get it. I understand that. But you're never going to have me come in here and say anything about them publicly. If I have anything to say with them or say to them, I will speak to them directly. I'm just being honest. So I appreciate the videos. I appreciate the commentary. I see it. But no, I don't share it with anybody that you send it to. I don't know if you want me to share like this is what's out there about you. I don't do it. So if you're hoping I'm going to tell somebody what was said about them, that's never going to happen. So your video never leaves my inbox. So I don't know why people send me these things. I don't know if you think I'm going to send it somewhere, but I'm not. I'm really not. All right. So I love you guys. That's right. I stay in my lane. I love you guys. Stop gossiping about my people. And don't try to get me to gossip because I don't want that energy. That's karmic energy and it's negative energy. And I'm not going to hold that. I'm just not going to hold that. I got other things to do. Love you guys. Have a blessed night.